Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz of Chicago Law Luxury Makeup. Today's video, we are going to be unboxing my recent purchase from Chanel and doing a quick get ready with me using a full face of Chanel. If you're interested to see the products that I purchased and the products I used to create this look, keep watching. All right, so we are ready to unbox my most recent Chanel purchase, try everything on, and do another full face of Chanel. So I actually took everything out of the box already. This is everything that I purchased from Nordstrom. This is the new spring summer 2022 collection that was just launched. So I ended up picking it up at Nordstrom because it actually went on sale at the Nordstrom website before the Chanel website. What I ended up getting were both blushes. And the first one is Brun Roussi. So I'm going to open it up, show it to you. It does come in the standard Chanel felt packaging. The black packaging with the gold CCs. You do get a brush, which I honestly have never used, but I guess it's nice that they give you one. And then here's the blush. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I see a little bit of gold flecks in there. I cannot wait to try it. Cannot wait. So that again is shade Brun Roussi. And then here is the second one. And this is Peche Rosee. And this is more of a peach. So again, you're going to get the same black felt packaging. The same black packaging with the gold CCs. Same brush when you open it up. But here is this blush. I don't know, hopefully that's not too bright with the lights. So there are the two blushes that I got. I'm really excited to try them. I'm hopeful that I like this formula more. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but the other Chanel blushes that come, I think it's like the Jouer blushes that look like this, I'm not a big fan of. It's so small and it's like domed. I feel like it's hard to get my brush on there to pick out the product. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. And I know that that's an unpopular opinion, but I don't reach for the blushes that often. And it's not the formula. It's just the way that it's packaged. I just don't really care for it. But that's totally different rant. Here is the eyeshadow quad that I picked up, and this is shade 747 Mediterranean. I have been waiting for this quad for so long. The second I saw promo pics of it, I knew that I had to have it. Here is the packaging. It comes in, again, the same black felt packaging. The same black packaging with the gold CCs. And then here are the eyeshadows. I mean, talk about gorgeous. I absolutely love them. I mean, this is my color story all day long. So we're definitely going to be using this. I will swatch it and compare it to some other quads that I have in my collection and see if you need this or if they're similar enough. I picked up 2 of the Rouge Cocoa Balms, and I actually picked up this one at the Chanel store. So we'll start with this one. This is number 924, Fall for Me. And this is more of like a brown nude. So it does come in the white packaging for the balm. And here it is, Fall for Me. This is the one I picked up from Nordstrom. This is shade number 918, My Rose. So this is more of a peachy pink one. So these are really just like a tinted balm. So there is number 918. So I will use one of these. We'll swatch both, but I'll use one of them in my look today. So that is everything that I purchased. And now we will go ahead and get ready and do a full face of Chanel. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the new Chanel foundation. And this is the number 1 de Chanel. And I have shade B20. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it with another foundation from Chanel. And that is the Chanel Ultra Latant, and this is shade B30. This really reminds me a lot of the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow. They're obviously different in a lot of aspects, but I think that it's similar. And I can't wear the Le Beige foundation in the summer. My skin is just too oily, but I found that if I mix it with the Ultra Latant, I'm able to use it. So I thought I would try today to see what would happen if I mix these two. I have no idea what's going to happen. No idea at all, but we're just gonna play. We're gonna test it out and see what happens. So this is the Ultra Latant. This is more of a matte, full coverage foundation, probably medium to full. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a pump. I did shake up this foundation, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 2 pumps. So there is the foundation, and I'll kind of mix that together, and we'll put it on the face. Let me pull my hair back. I'm going to go ahead and blend this out with my BK Beauty 101, and I'm very curious to see how this wears and see if it increases the longevity, because the Chanel #1, I wasn't able to get a full day's wear out of it. I think it, like, after 3 or 4 hours, it kind of started to wear off, which I think is consistent with other clean foundations that I have. They just don't have the added ingredients to make the foundation last all day, which is, I mean, why it's a clean foundation. But I'm adding in this Ultra Latant, which I think is it's an all day wear. So hopefully I'll get a little bit longer wear out of this foundation today. So far, I'm really loving the way it's applying. All right, so there's the foundation blended in. I really, really like it. I think it looks really, really good. So I'm happy with how those two foundations played together. I think they look really good together. So that is definitely an option to mix the #1 de Chanel. And again, I mixed it with the Ultra Latant. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Chanel loose powder. And I'm gonna use my La Mer powder brush to apply. Because one of the blushes is so dark, I'm not gonna do a bronzer today. So we'll just apply the blushes and a highlighter. So let's get into these new blushes. I want to swatch them for you, and I want to compare them to a couple other Chanel blushes that I have that I think might be similar. So we're going to start with Peche Rosee. I hope I'm saying that right. So here it is. And it honestly is so pretty. I really don't even want to swatch it, but at the same time, I really do want to use it. So, all right, so there it is. It's very peach, very orange on me. And I'm like a light to medium complexion. I want to swatch it up against the Fleur de Printemps. And this was, I don't remember if this was 2020 or 2021. This was like a limited edition blush and highlighter. So I am going to swatch just the blush. All right, so the blush is definitely more pink, more coral. So I would not say that those are similar at all. And this one I know is not going to be similar at all. This is the Le Chains de Chanel. And I'm just going to swatch this up against the darker shade. I thought that maybe these would be similar, but they're not. So now I am going to take the darker shade, and again, that's what the darker one looks like. And this is Brun Roussi. So that one is definitely darker, almost like a bronzy blush. And then I'm going to compare it to this one. And again, I thought it was going to be similar, but maybe it'll be a little bit more different. Okay, so that one is definitely more similar than the first one. So these are similar, definitely not the same. The older one, the Le Chains de Chanel, I feel like has more luminosity, kind of like a more of a sheen. All right, so this shade and this shade are the two that we're going to be working with today. I am going to put one on each side of my cheek and see how they look. So to apply the peach one, I'm going to use a Chikuhodo cheek and highlight brush. And we're just going to apply it. So it actually has more bronze in it than I expected. It's kind of giving me that like bronzy glow. And I don't even know that I would need a highlighter with this. I definitely feel like there is a sheen to this. So it's very light. I think this would look really pretty on someone with a lighter complexion than me. This is probably not the blush that I would reach for the most. I did have to use quite a bit of product in order to get that amount of color on my cheek. It's very, very natural. It's very, very subtle. There is definitely a sheen to it though. All right, so I really like it. I am impressed. So I'm going to use a similar brush, a different brush, but this is just a cheek brush, so it's just a little bit fuller, but it's the same line from Chikuhodo to use. So there's the product that I picked up with the darker one. I think the darker one is going to show up a little bit better. I won't have to use quite so much. So there's the darker shade. I think it's really, really pretty. I'm really, really impressed. And I wonder if I mix the two together, if I could get like that perfect blush shade for me. So here is the Brun Roussi or Brun Rossi. I'm not quite sure how to say it. And then this is the Peche Rosee. Rosee? I'm really probably butchering these two. Let me know which shade you think looks better. Again, you know, sometimes things translate differently in person than they do on camera. So I'm curious kind of what you guys think. I am going to mix the two on my hand and just see what happens. So I'm just going to, so there is the darker shade. And we're going to add the lighter over it. Yeah, I think that that's really pretty. And I bet that would be beautiful on. That's definitely something I will have to try next week. Maybe over on Instagram, I'll do like a get ready with me and I will combine these two and see how they look. But overall, I'm very impressed. I really do like them. And again, I just like that it's in a bigger packaging so I can actually get my brush in here and swirl it around. And so I'm really, really loving it so far. All right, so now we're gonna move on to eyes. I am gonna prime my lids with the Chanel Skintalents. So I will go ahead and do that off cam. Then I'll be back to swatch this new eyeshadow. We'll apply it and then I will do some comparisons to other quads in my collection that I think are similar. All right, so here they are swatched on my hand. And I started, so this shade right here is right there. And then there's the light champagne and then another kind of like champagne color and then this dark brown, kind of olive green maybe. So there they are. I'm gonna go ahead and start with a Sonia G Classic Crease. I'm gonna go into the lightest of the browns and we're gonna put that in the crease. All right, so you can see, hopefully you can see, there was a lot of pickup. It's very powdery. And there's the pickup on the brush. So we're just gonna start in the crease. I really love the shade. I really, really do. It's very soft, it's very light. This is a very neutral, everyday palette that I feel like I could wear to work or just wear every day. I'm going to take a Sonia G Worker 2 and go into the light, like champagne color. It's actually the darker of the two champagne colors. And I'm going to place that on my lower lid. It really kind of blends together with that crease shade. I don't see much difference. Like those two shades are almost interchangeable in my opinion. I really don't see that big of a difference. I'm going to go with the Sonia G Mini Booster into the darker of the 4 shades, and we're going to put that in the outer corner and see if I'm going to be able to get any sort of definition from this quad. It's definitely darker. I am able to add some definition to that outer corner. But the other 3 shades are so light, I kind of feel like they all just kind of run together. And these are all shimmers. There's no mattes in here at all. So I think this will be a great quad to mix with like an all matte quad. And I think you'll be able to create some beautiful looks. I'm going to take a Sonia G Worker Pro and I'm going to go into the lightest of the shades and we're going to put that on the upper, like underneath my brow bone. Underneath my eyebrow, and then we'll also put that in the inner corner. That's a really pretty inner corner shade. It really does give a nice pop. I take a Sonia G Pencil Pro and go into that darker shade, and I'm going to go underneath the eye and see how that looks. So I'm going to take that classic crease. I'm not adding anything. I'm just going to blend and diffuse. I will go back in with a mini booster to add just a little bit more. I really just kind of pounce when I'm adding the final bit of product. All right, so there's the finished eye look before we do any mascara or eyeliner. I really, really like it. And I think if you mix it with other quads, it's gonna be so versatile. I think just using the shimmers, you're kind of stuck with this look. But I think if you mix in some mattes, I think it'll be really, really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes with the waterproof eyeliner in shade Noir Intense, put on some mascara. This is the Chanel Volume, and then we'll be back to swatch this eyeshadow up against some other quads. All right, so we're back. Eyeliner mascara's on, and I love the look even more. I think it's really, really pretty, and I'm very excited to have this quad in my collection. Now, to compare it to a couple other quads, the first one that I thought of was Tom Ford's Nude Dip. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I love Tom Ford Nude Dip. Like, this is my all-time favorite quad ever. I just love it. So we're gonna compare the two. I'm gonna swatch them side by side and see how similar or how different they are. All right, so here they are swatched, and I tried to swatch the shades that were similar to each other. So this quad, I started in the same order with the 4 shades. And then I took the Tom Ford Nude Dip out of order. So I don't really think that they're similar at all. The Chanel is definitely a warmer neutrals quad, and the Tom Ford Nude Dip is a cooler neutrals quad. And that's really about all I could say that they're similar, is that they're both neutrals. The Chanel is definitely warmer. The Tom Ford is definitely cooler. They both are shimmers. There's no mattes in either one. But that's really about where the similarities end. I don't really see a lot of similarities there, which is good because I don't want a replacement for my Tom Ford Nude Dip. I mean, I just love it. So I think this is a beautiful warm quad. I was going to swatch it up against the Charlotte Tilbury Star Aura, but Star Aura I think is going to be cool also, so I'm not even going to grab it. I think it's going to be different too. So I don't know that I have anything similar in my collection. The only other quad that I can think of is the Chanel Light Intense, I think it's called, or maybe just Intense. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to swatch it next to it and we'll see how that one compares. This is the palette that I was thinking of. This is the Le Beige Intense. And that's what it looks like. It might be similar. Let's find out. All right, so right there is the Le Beige Intense. And then these four are the new Mediterranean. They're definitely more similar than the Tom Ford Nude Dip, but I think that they are different enough that you can have both in your collection. And actually, I think if you mixed the two, I think that would be really, really pretty. So let me know what you guys think. I'm real curious and I would like to do a comparison. So I probably will do that in an upcoming video where I will compare the Mediterranean to the Le Beige Intense and we'll do side-by-side eye looks. I think that they'll be pretty similar, honestly. But we'll see. Because when you swatch them, they look fairly different. And I think this right here, this matte, I think is what the Mediterranean is missing. So I think it'll be really pretty if you combine those two. That's just a thought. Just a thought. So while I was grabbing the Intense palette, I did go ahead and grab the Charlotte Tilbury Star Aura. And when I look at it, it might be a little bit warmer than I remember. So I do want to swatch these two up against each other. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, so here is the Chanel Mediterranean versus the Charlotte Tilbury Star Aura. They are different as well. They're, I think, more similar than the Tom Ford Nude Dip, but I don't think that they are close enough where you could say, if I have Star Aura, I don't need Mediterranean. I definitely think they are different enough to warrant having both palettes. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think. I'm happy to do a look also comparing the two, because like I said, sometimes when you swatch things, they look one way, but once you put it on the eye, things can look really different. Like this swatched looks totally different on the eye, I think. These two shades right here, on the eye, they are almost unnoticeably different. Like they pretty much are the same shade on the eye. So things can look a little bit different once you swatch them. So let me know down below if you guys would be interested in a video like that. So now let's open up these new lipsticks. And they're really not lipsticks, they are a lip balm. So the first one is shade 924. And it's just kind of like a dark burgundy, almost red. And then the next one is shade 918, My Rose. And it's definitely a pinkier red. So you've got maybe like a more darker brown red and then a pinkier red. So I think for today's look, I'm gonna go with the darker. I'm not going to use a lip liner because these are a tinted lip balm. So I just want to go ahead, apply them on the lips and see how they look. These are definitely pigmented, you guys. All right, so the lip balm is on. It feels really, really hydrating. It feels really comfortable on the lips. I'm so far really loving it. Now, I can't say how long this is going to last. I will try and leave a pinned comment down below and let you know how long it lasted, but it feels really, really nice on the lips. I'm really, really loving it. And it's like a red on me, like red. Who would have thought that I would have picked up a red? So that completes today's Get Ready With Me using the brand new Chanel products. We've got the 2 blushes as well as the new eyeshadow plus the new lipsticks. Let me know what you guys think. So far, I am loving everything in this collection. I'm definitely interested in picking up some more of these lip balms. They feel really, really good on the lips. I really, really like them. I think they're going to be a perfect addition to my collection for this winter, because that is what I need on my lips, is a nice balm. I would love to hear from you guys if you guys picked anything up, what your thoughts are. I'm going to link everything down below for your guys' convenience. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.